There are some studies in Bangladesh also between the relation air quality and COVID-19 deaths, and it's well correlated. This is the one thing. Another thing I would like to mention, all of our discussion, our panelists mentioned here, there is this strong relationship between air pollution and COVID. But I believe there may be some points or some optimum condition. It's not directly related. Professor Amanullah mentioned most of our Salam people, they don't have any mortality. They have COVID patient, they have COVID carrier, but they don't have any mortality because they have a strong capacity to overcome the COVID-19, though they are very poor living condition with very poor air quality, but they are not, there is not enough mortality. Maybe we should consider that one. They may overcome the situation because they already
just hold for a second. In fact, I just triggered because Professor Salam Sahib is saying it. There's a theory going on in India, in Kolkata, in Delhi. I don't know, Anumita can tell that the slum people, the people who are in the socio-economically more challenged, they are being less impacted by the COVID. That's the general theory, yes. And they are being kind of, that's what Salam is just saying. I think it merits another day to discuss, but that's a fascinating point because I don't know. Then it's now at least world has come to a place when being poor gives you some dividend.
Yeah,
at least till now it was not.
Okay.
Till it was not.
Maybe I can finish my second point. I can finish my second point. You mentioned about the policy thing. Yes, there is not enough policy intervention. That's why our pollution increasing day by day. But there are a lot of steps going on to control air pollution, not only in Bangladesh, in the whole region, in IGP. Through there is, the Mali Declaration is working, World Bank is working, and UNDP also working to combat the air pollution in whole IGP. In winter haze, it's coming from Pakistan.
Professor Salam, this is my kind of pointer, not to the Professor Salam, to all of you, that World Bank or other institutes, they can only kind of cajole you, guide you to form the policy. But end of the day, your government has to implement it. Your politicians have to implement it. So that's where the gap is.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I just 1 minute. Then I think to control the air pollution, the whole IGP region, we have a strong relation. I think Pallavi mentioned that our pollution sources are same, and we need similar kind of approach to control air pollution. But we need another things. There is a huge transboundary air pollution. From one country's pollution is coming another country. So definitely they need a regional cooperation to control the air pollution.
You are saying that we are not giving you Tista water, but we are giving you air pollution.
Yeah, in some cases, if you consider in winter time, all the pollution from India and China is coming over Nepal, then Bangladesh, then Bay of Bengal.
Absolutely, I completely agree with the transboundary theory. I think we have been talking about it.
Coming back the back way.
Okay, Amanullah sir, I would like to add something. Amanullah sir, I would like to add something on this policy issue very quickly.
I just want to tell you, for the last 4 or 5 decades, we developed so many policies, environmental policies, climate change policies within the country. But it is because of the neoliberal economy, it is because of the capitalistic economy, as everybody knows. It is because of the pressure from the industrialists. It is because of the pressure from the urban elites. It is almost impossible to implement the policies by the government. That's why the government always says that we have to do this, we have to do that, and government is positive in terms of controlling the air pollution. But in reality, in the field, they can't do anything. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. And we don't know how to do it.
This is a very complicated situation.